So what we have right here is a casement window. It's our soft light casement window. The screen is on the inside. You're going to have the latch that's going to unlock the window to where it'll allow you to actually crank the window out. It's part of the security feature. A lot of the older casement windows, some of them didn't have a latch. They would just crank it and tighten it up as much as you can down. The way this works is you're actually going to unlock the window. You're going to pull out the handle, and then you're going to start to crank the window open. Now to show you what that looks like, and I'll just keep cranking it to its max. Now what this allows you to do is to escape safely by taking the screen off and being able to climb out of a window, so you have all this space. Whereas typically if the window was this small in the bedroom and that was the only access to get out of that bedroom, and you got a window that opens up and down, you're only going to have an opening that's maybe this big on an up and down window. That's not enough room for you to be able to escape safely. So on egress, when a window is open, it wants to be at a minimum of 20 inches in width on opening and 24 inches in height, which we clearly have that. Now on this window, this is a smaller window. This is only like 22 inches wide. Now you would actually have a 36-inch window, which would be 3 foot wide, and you get more of a space that would be wider than 20 inches. Now with this window, with the casement window, it's really nice because there's no lines, there's no meeting rail or anything like that. It is a more expensive window because all the mechanisms and hardware, it's all stainless steel. With the stainless steel hardware, you don't have to worry about pitting, corroding, rusting, oxidation. It's so that the inner workings mechanisms of the casement window last longer here in a salt air environment in South Florida. And when you want to close it, it's very simple. You just do the same thing. You're just going to crank it in. And once it's all the way in, you're then going to take the latch, pull it, and what that does is that's pulling the window in to give it a tighter seal so that your air doesn't leak out, nothing could come in or anything like that. It's also fusion welded all the way around. The seal, the gaskets and everything, it's virgin wool mylar blend. You're getting the same quality of air infiltration of 0.01 CFM, which is cubic feet per minute, so that the air does not leak out. The benefit of the soft light windows is they have the lowest air infiltration rating than any other window that's out there on the market. And the way they measure with a CFM is cubic feet per minute. They take a window and they put it in an opening, and what they do is they blow 25-mile-per-hour winds on that window to measure how much air passes through the other side. The industry standard is 0.30 CFM, which equates to about 24 cans of Coke. It's like 2 3/4 gallons of air per minute is going to leak out of that window. Then it'll get all the way down to like 0.15, which equates to about 12-pack of soda cans of air is allowed to leak through those windows, and that's one window per minute. With our soft light windows, whether it's the single hung, the double hung, the horizontal slider, or even the casement, you're at 0.01 CFM. What that equates to is 9.6 ounces of air. That's like 3/4 of a 12-ounce Coke can of air leaking out each window per minute. So you could have 12 windows in the house. Let's say 13 windows in the house, and 12 windows are a soft light window, and that one window is any other manufacturer. Typically, our 12 windows is going to leak less air per minute than that one window combined. So one of their air leakage is equivalent to 12 of ours. Now, if you had a hole in the side of your home the size of a case of a Coke can, I mean, how quickly would you get that fixed? Probably really quickly, probably today. Well, that's what we're telling you with these other windows, these leaky, drafty windows, whether they're old or they're brand new and they're already leaky. With a soft light window, we don't want to put leaky, drafty windows in your home. We want to save that air from leaking out to where that keeps the cool air inside your home, and that'll keep the hot air outside. And in the end result, your home's cooler, you're more comfortable, your air conditioner's running less, it's going to last longer. So if it's going to last longer, then you're saving money. And if you're saving money, the windows are paying for themselves, aren't they? That's the benefit of the soft light window. The casement window, you have a nice crank. You also have a stealth crank to where you can actually close it to where it gives it a nice smooth finish rather than having something that just like sticks out all the time. You don't need any weep holes on this window because it swings out. There's no pocket sill. It all comes in and locks in place. You still get the weep holes in the glazing bead so that water goes through, it still drains out. Everything's a nice clean miter cut, lines up with the framing. You'll notice there's no bevel or frame on the casement window. It's not needed. It just gives it a more modern look and design. Same energy efficient glass. Have a U factor rating of 0.26 and a solar heat gain coefficient of 0.18. The lower that number, the more energy efficient it is. Now the soft light casement window, you're going to use this for typically an egress window, where the windows, let's say 36 by 36, 36 by 50, anything that's less than 60 inches in height by, let's say 33, usually it's a 3-foot wide. The maximum that we can go in width on a casement window is 37 inches max. Other options with the casement window, sometimes you'll see the awning windows. Everyone that lived in Florida knows that the awning windows are the crank windows and they all louver up. Well, we can do the same thing. Instead of a casement window, we could do an awning window, but it's not going to be 4 sections that all move at once. The maximum we can do would be 48 inches wide by 36 inches tall and one piece. So what that would look like is if I did an awning, I would literally go like this, unlock it, the crank would be on the bottom, and it would open up. Everyone knows what these windows are. Some people love them, some people hate them. I've been in a lot of homes where they want the awning window because they love having the windows open, and while it's raining, it airs out the house and no water comes in. Unfortunately, they don't make an awning window that is 4-tiered or bigger that we could put into an opening like the old school ways. It's just outdated. There's just no possible way that we can do it. Now the other thing with the windows is whenever you're choosing the window, what side the crank is going to be on, it's important to know that the crank will be on whatever side. Well, on this one right here, you're going to have a crank in the middle. You have the latch on the side. The latch is always on the side that's coming in and closing. The hinge will always be on the opposite side of the latch. So on this window here, if you want it to crank out and to the left, you're going to do a left-hand crank. If you want it to go the opposite way and swing out to the right, it's going to be a right-hand crank. So this right here, this is actually a left-hand crank. Even though I'm using my right hand, it's just the way I'm positioned. But this is going to open and swing out to the left. Unlock it, and as you crank it, this is a left-hand outswing, so I'm actually spinning up and over to the left, up and over to the left. If it was a right-hand outswing, I'd be cranking it to the right, and it would be opening. So that's how you can tell the difference between a left-hand outswing and a right-hand outswing. And that's a casement. I've gone over the awning window. It's very much the same thing. It's just going to be sideways and opening up and out.